It's time for dinner. I think I'm going to make codfish rundown. So I have a couple of things that I have here. I've been picking tomatoes over and over and over again. My cassava's about to boil over. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make codfish rundown. Now we got tomatoes from the garden. We have okra from the garden, black pepper, salt, if we need the salt. Codfish. I need to go and get bell pepper. I have thyme drying over there, but I'm gonna go and get some fresh thyme. And I think that's it. The onions and the okra and the garlic, and of course the canned stuff and the black pepper and stuff. That's not from the garden. But everything else, all of the vegetables, the okra, the tomatoes, the bell pepper we're gonna go out there and get, that's all gonna be from the garden. So let's go outside and let's go and look for some bell pepper. I thought I saw a big one out there, and then we'll pick some thyme. I gotta be careful, I saw a snake yesterday and I don't feel like putting on my boots. But let's go outside, we're gonna do codfish rundown. Let's get to it. So we're gonna do codfish rundown. You can see that there's some onions out over here curing, and I got some cushaw seeds drying out. I got things all over the place, but you know what? It's my garden. I can do what I want, right? So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna look for a bell pepper. I'm gonna put you down so you can see, okay? So we have our bell pepper. It's a small one, but it's good. I got another one in there. Let me go and get some thyme. Get some thyme. And the thyme is right here. Right there. So I'm gonna just cut off a few sprigs of thyme. Pull them off. I think that'll do. Okay, we have thyme. I already picked okra today, so there's no okra to be picked. They're sporadically all over the, well, they're not sporadically, they're strategically placed in groups around the yard. So if one part of the yard gets attacked by bugs, because you know I don't use any insecticide, I do need to go and get some diatomaceous earth. I've never used it before, but man, the roly-polies are out of control out here. I think that is all I need out here. Oh. I need some scallion, otherwise known as green onion. So, here's my scallion. Oh, boy. I try to cut the ones that are bending over. I never harvest the same thing. It's just, I just take the tops. Take too much, but leave some for tomorrow, right? That's done. My birds are looking at me. See them? The little ones, the raptors. They're all right there. I have one in prison. You know who that is, right? Rudy. Rudy the raggedy rooster. He's making noise again today. The collar is not shutting him up, is not making him quiet enough for me. You know, that's the kind of animal that'll get everybody killed. He'll give away your location and everything. He'll get the whole flock killed. I can't take him out to the country with the flock. All of them will be dead because of him, because he makes too much noise. He'll let the enemy, which is the wolves and the coyotes, know, and the pigs and the raccoons, he'll let them know where they are. So he might get cold. Might get cold. So here we are. We have our scallion. I need to wash these off. Scallion, bell pepper. I have another little bell pepper right here. Isn't that cute? Is that a bell pepper? don't think it's a bell pepper. Feeling I smelled it. And then I have my thyme. So we're gonna wash all this stuff up. I'll be right back. So let's go over the list of ingredients. We have our okra here, which we are going to sear off to get that sliminess off of it. And we have some tomatoes of all sorts in here. I have Roma, and then I have a whole bunch of these little cherry tomatoes. I have 2 different kinds, but it doesn't matter. Tomato to me. Tomato is a tomato to me. I have a Scotch bonnet, otherwise known as a habanero pepper. I don't know which one I planted. It could be either, I don't know, but this is cool. The scallion, the scallion, or otherwise known as green onion. Thyme, we're gonna put that in almost immediately. Bell pepper, this doesn't belong here, this doesn't belong here. We have our codfish that I have, oh, I need to turn you guys around so y'all can see. We have our codfish that I've soaked overnight, so we don't have to boil that off. I'm gonna pour that water off. Can of coconut milk, salt, and pepper. Real simple, right? Okay, so let's get to it. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up, I've already washed these okra. I'm gonna chop up our okra. Let me put my little pretty apron on. Look cute for you guys. Since I didn't do my hair, let me put my Betty boot on for you. Some of y'all don't know what Betty boot is, but look her up. I don't have black hair, but hey, Betty boot. Here we go. I got since we've been together, loving you forever is all I need. Let me be the one you come running to. I wanna spend my life with you. This is Woody. See that? It's a Woody okra. You can't use that. That's why I try to pick them every day, because they turn woody quick. Let's see if this one is woody. We'll see. Close. Last thing you want to taste in any of your dishes is woody okra. It's the worst. I have 2 different kinds here. Here's the red one, and that's the green one. This is the Clemson spineless, which is this green one, and the red one. This red one is the red okra. They both taste the same. It's just color combination. Put that over there. We are going to fry this. Some people take the okra and they put it in their oven to get the sliminess off, but I'm just gonna sear it down, sear the sliminess down, and the tomatoes cut down on the slime also. I don't mind the slime. Some people freak out about it though. So for those people, we will be nice and we'll sear it off. But that's how you get rid of it. Yep. That's how you get rid of it. Oh, this over is in my way. Yep. Whew, man. Do it one by one, trying to be all fancy dancy, end up cutting myself. Break up, baby. You need to be apart. Ooh, that's lost. Another song popped in my head. Since you've been gone, all that's left is a band of gold. All that's left of the dreams I hold is a band of... All right. So Rudy and I had a conversation today. And Cyrus tried to get involved. You know how people try to instigate stuff, or, you know, they want to jump somebody? That's what Cyrus did. Cyrus was going to try to get into little Rudy's cage and yam him up, I guess, or bite him a couple of times. Luckily, the cage is stronger than Cyrus was. And even, I shouldn't say an even, that's an extra word. Little Chico tried to get involved too, following his bully brother Cyrus. Then Chico, man, he is a sneaky one. All the okra's cut. He's a sneaky one. I go out the door and come back in, and then I'm in for like 15 minutes. It was a little hot today. It wasn't as hot as it normally is. Lucky for him. He must have followed me out the door with his little self, and I didn't notice it. And man, about 15 minutes later, I'll go out, I'll look around, and I don't see no Chico. I call him. I don't hear him in the house. So I say, Chico, 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 right? I go outside. His little butt comes running in the house, tongue hanging out, dehydrated. Dehydrated. He deserved it. He came in and started drinking water like he had been in the desert for 2 weeks. Good for him. Maybe he learned his lesson. Anyway, I'm going to bring you closer. Closer than close. And we are going to sear this off in the frying pan. First of all, I got to get it hot. So, I'll see you in a sec, okay? All right, so I got my flame on high. I'm going to get some coconut oil. Where did I put my coconut oil? I use this for my coffee every morning. I'm using coconut oil because it has a higher smoke point than olive oil. Not much, but it does. I'm just going to put enough in there. I think I put too much, but that's okay. Little coconut oil. Natural coconut oil never hurt anybody. Nobody. So we're going to get that hot. And I'll bring you back once the pan starts, not smoking, but it gets hot. I'll make good use of my time waiting on these pan to heat up. It won't take long. Let me start cutting up some of these tomatoes. Tomatoes. Da-da-da-da. Let me wash them off again. Oh, and there's another bit habanero in here. I didn't see this. Good there, look. So let me see. Nope, not hot. It'll start popping in a minute. We're going to take some tomato. I'm gonna cut them up. All right, so I'm just gonna cut these little ones in half until I think I have enough. This one was in the refrigerator for apparently too long. Use it anyway. It's so good to have vegetables that I don't have to worry about, you know, sterilizing because I don't know what has been sprayed on it. I have actually been sprayed, or I have been sprayed by, you know, that overhead thing that they have in the vegetable department that keeps everything fresh. Man, it seemed like that thing times me, and it just goes off as soon as I get there. It's like I cannot go and get some green onion. I don't buy green onion anymore because I planted so much of it, but when I was buying green onion from the store, or parsley, or whatever, cilantro, or celery, the darn thing would always spray me. It was like, oh, here she come, guy. Here she come. Wait a minute, wait till she get right up under it. All right, set it off, set it off. I feel like somebody's in the back laughing. Got her again. You know, I can envision somebody doing that. Some wicked person, you know, controlling the sprayer. If, you know, I think that thing is on a timer, but if it can be controlled, you know, I feel like it's done purposely because I have been sprayed too many times for me to remember. A lot. And tell me if y'all not the only one. Tell me I'm not the only one that's happened to. I feel so alone. All right, I can tell by the way it is moving around the pan that it's hot. Here we have our pan, right? One way to check to see if this pan is hot is to take one of these things, and if you see little bubbles on your wooden spatula, that means your oil is hot enough. And it's like it sears it. It's like it's frying the wood. So we are going to get our okra, and only our okra. Ooh, I can smell the coconut oil. It smells good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. There we go. So we're gonna let this sear off all of the sliminess. The tomatoes. How many tomatoes is enough? We'll see. I think this equals about one to regular large tomato. So I'm gonna go and get another handful. Make sure I pull these stems off. These little tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, they keep giving. They keep giving. If you can grow these, and you can still grow these because the summer has just started. That one is no good. The summer has just started. If you can grow these, go ahead and if you can get a hold of some cherry tomatoes, go ahead and grow them. They are drought, well, not really drought, but they are heat tolerant. You have to water them. I ain't gonna say drought because when I don't, they're burning up, but they're still producing. I keep seeing flowers, and I'm like, wow, you look horrible, but you still putting out. You're a trooper. Still hanging on, putting out fruit. And I know my chickens have been going in there, yamming them down for me, and I still go out there every morning and get at least a pint. Now I have two sides because this is a different one on the other side. Then I have, I have 3 different types of tomatoes. Aroma, I don't know what the bigger one is called. These are little like cherry tomatoes. My dog is making noise. Quiet! He wants out of the cage. I put him in the cage because he was acting like he wanted to go out the back door. It ain't time for him to go out yet. Move this around. Turn it up a little bit. All right, I think that's enough tomato right there. Go on to my bell pepper. I'll wash this off again, just in case. Man, where these seeds come from on the side? That's weird. Why they gotta do that? Why you gotta be like that? The funny thing, let me let y'all see my face. The funny thing about cooking is that people assumed that I couldn't cook. I don't know. I don't know if it was my complexion. I don't know if it was just my looks. I don't know. All my life, people assumed that I couldn't cook. And you know what? I ain't even fight with them because I didn't want to be bothered. Ain't gonna be no Cookie Willie for you. That's what Mama said. Yo, Cookie Willie, a Cookie Willie. I don't know where she got that from, but yeah, that's what they call people who cook a lot and cook decent. Some people, they can put stuff in a pot, but it don't taste good. Turn this down. Fire is a little bit too hot. And the okra is supposed to be recognizable in this dish, so you don't want to smash it down. Jamaicans like to know what they're eating. Louisiana, they just want it to taste good. They're like, oh yeah, just make it into a sauce. Turn everything into a sauce. Jamaicans is like, what is that? What you put in here? Why is it all the same color? What's that lump? Not very trusting. They would be missing out if they went to Louisiana and did that, because that food is delicious. Jamaican food is good too, though. They neck and neck. I got to give my props to the Jamaicans, but because I'm made up of Jamaican people. That's in my blood. But Louisiana food is good. That's all I got to say. Actually, if you go to different countries, I have tasted things, but and it depends on what you like and what you grew up and what your taste buds are. But I mean, I've had German food that was good. Them Germans can cook some pork now. Jaeger schnitzel, Wiener schnitzels, bratwurst, currywurst. What else did I used to eat? Man, their food was good too. Can't eat no German food, man. You be big as a house. You keep on eating their food. They like potatoes and meat that sticks to your bones. Can't eat a lot of their food or their pastries. Okay. Move you around some more, Oprah. You're starting to look okay. Starting to look like you are drying out. Dirt, turn it down a little bit. I don't want them to burn. Burn, baby, burn. Whew. All right. I remember when I was younger, I was like a teenager. My cousins used to tease me. I was like the only girl in the group of siblings, right? And I would go and I would cook dinner because that was my chore in the house, right? So they would be steady talking about me. You can't cook, Jamaica. You can't cook. You're not a good cook. And while they were talking, they were steady eating the food, stuffing their faces. It was like I guess it was a trick because they didn't want the other boys to know. So if the dummies listened to them. There was a couple of dummies that didn't listen. They just took their word for it. But the older ones, they were like, oh my God, this is horrible. And they were steady stuffing their face. Steady stuffing their face. It's like, man, it was a trick. It was a trick. So you got to watch what people do, not what they say. That's when I learned that. Because I was confused for a long time. It was a psychological trick. Because they didn't want the other boys to eat any. Or they wanted them not to try it and to just go and, do something else or eat something else so they could have more. So you gotta, people talk and say things, but you watch what they do. That's how you know how they really feel, by their actions. My mom always, they know that old saying, actions speak louder than words. Can't listen to what people say. They trick you every time. That's why when I talk to people, I'm old school. I don't like texting a lot. So when I'm texting, some of these people just text. That's because they don't want to talk to you. That's my opinion. You don't want to talk to me? Don't text me. I don't want no, hey, I was thinking about you and I wanted to know how you were doing. Nah, if you really want to know what's going on, do what I do. Call. Bad enough you have to call. You can't see people's facial expressions. But if you have an iPhone, you can. You FaceTime, right? Some people don't like FaceTime. They don't want you to see how they look or what their facial expressions are because their face sometimes gives away exactly what they feel. They don't like FaceTime. They rather text. So I just don't answer the text after a while. I'm like, you know what? You don't want to talk to me? Don't talk to me then. How you doing? I could understand if we're supposed to meet somewhere and and you say, hey, are you ready? That's a quick text. When you're using that as your predominant form of language, no. And then there's those texters who are impolite texters. They text you after 9 o'clock. I'm like, what you think this is, brother or sister? I don't care. After 9 o'clock. You couldn't call my house when I was a kid after 9 o'clock. Could not. It's impolite. Unless you were like immediate family or in immediate danger. I was like, what? You freaking text me at this time of night. What you think I'm doing? I'm going to bed. Even though I might not be going to bed because I don't go to bed until late. But still, I don't talk to somebody in that time of night. Shoot. What you think this is? It's not that. This ain't that. Oh, boy. Took me a long time to learn, Don't let nobody treat you like that. Shoot, you gotta be out of your darn mind. I will see you or talk to you in the morning. Now, I do have one girlfriend, or one lady that I know. I'm gonna call her girlfriend. She works at night. So sometimes I'll call her because I know that she sleeps during the day. So that's totally different. But for somebody who's a day worker, normal hours, after 9 o'clock is a no-no. Who was you raised by? Wolves? Just etiquette. I know your mom and your daddy taught you better. What was that? I heard a chirp. Do I have a chick? No. They're about to hatch. Could have swore I heard a chirp. So, anyway, me and my big mouth, I probably disturbed them in their shell. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Jamaican cookies, you want to, most of the time, with the exception of like curry. You're doing curry chicken, you don't want everything to be recognizable. You just want it to be, all together. You wash this habanero off. And I'm not going to make it really, really hot. Although I like it that way. Man, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put it in there, but I got to watch out. Because this kind of looks like, I should have did the green one. This kind of looks like the, I'm going to chop this up. Kind of looks like the tomatoes. I'm gonna mince it. I don't care if nobody else likes it. Jamaica is too hot. Eat out. I don't know what to tell you, dude. That's what's on the menu. I cooked. That's it. I'm not a meanie. I'm cooking, right? Do like my brothers did. They didn't complain. They were just appreciative. Some people do like this, put their palm on it. Then I can't see though. Same principle. I just put my fingertips on it. Okay, this is a lot, but you only live once, right? Good clean out. Burn going in, burn going out. That's what they say. Garlic. Garlic is always going to be your last, one of your last aromatics. That's a pretty pot right there. My cassava is running out of water. Where's the that off? It's been at least 30 minutes. Cassava you cook, you boil it for 30 minutes. I almost went and got some taro out there, but I didn't feel like dragging it out of the ground. And then I'd have to peel it. This was already in the freezer. Cassava, I get it frozen. I don't grow it, so I was like, you know what? This cassava has been around a little while in the freezer, and I need to use it up. The taro is in the ground, so it's fine. Even if it dies back, as long as the root is not rotted in the ground, you can still harvest it and go ahead and use the root. So, okay, why are you doing it the hard way? You know how to do this, girl. You're acting like a newbie. Take this shell off. I'm messing around like that. Smash it. That's the way you get your shell off. Smash it. Smash the garlic and the shell will come right on off. And you'll still have it as one piece. I'm taking this tail off because it was growing in the refrigerator. I tried to grow garlic, but that was in spring. Apparently it was too hot, so it didn't make it. So I'm gonna try it again since I have some sprouting in the refrigerator. I'm gonna try to put it in the ground when it starts getting cold. Maybe I'll get some garlic this time. Come on, little man. Started using the big one, and now the small one. I'm like, oh my God, this is taking way too long. Rough chop. That's done. Every time you put another herb in there, the flavor profile changes. You know what I forgot to do? This, my thyme. I need to get that in there before I put the coconut milk in. Throw the thyme on top. Alrighty, here we go. I'm not going to use that. Open my can. Always shake up your coconut milk, the canned coconut milk. If you make your own coconut milk, I applaud you. I salute you. I ain't doing it. My grandma used to do it. I see her sweating. She sit there and it'd be in between her legs. And I know she had tore up her hands a couple of times. Grandma. No, no, no. Coconut milk. Coconut milk is delicious. Every little drop. You start picking up some of this trash. I thought I took the trash out. I gotta do that before it gets dark. Green onion. I need to get the dark, some of it died on the tips. You'll know, you grow this, don't just, say it's no good. Just take the bad part off, right? And this is an aromatic also. We're not gonna chop this one up. Just trying to get the bad part up. Take it and break it up. It's kind of like the thyme, I'm just gonna put it in there. All right, mix it in. Turn my flame up a little bit. Now the tomatoes are going to make your sauce a little red. That's fine. No problem. No problem. Get some black pepper. Black pepper has a different taste. I'm gonna be shaking forever. Black pepper has a different taste than cayenne pepper. Or cayenne pepper, not cayenne pepper. It has a different taste than habanero pepper. So put your black pepper in, and I'm tripping over my own rug. This rug is out to get me, I tell you. Out to get me. Bring it closer. This is what our pot looks like now. Turn this light on, surface light. That's what it looks like now. Gonna let this boil a little bit, but not long, because I have my fish over here, right? I have my fish that's been soaking overnight in this water. I'll pour it off. Then I'm gonna rinse it one more time. Okay, don't be afraid this fish is gonna smell fishy. It's gonna smell fishy because it's been sitting overnight in water, but it's okay. It's okay, it's cured fish. Make sure you just cook it within 24 hours. Don't leave it in there for a couple of days and think it's all right. So it's still raw, but I'm just taking my fingernail and breaking it up into chunks. I don't care what size chunks is. No uniform size. I'm just putting it in there. Do not put salt in this. This is salted fish. Wait till it cooks and then taste it for salt perfection. Do not put salt in this fish dish. fish dish. Just breaking it up into chunks and dropping it. You don't want a big old piece of fish. It'll break up anyway, but you want to cook it and for it to remain in chunks. You want it to be bite-sized chunks. You don't want something stringy like this to be in there. Somebody to think they got a noodle or something, a fish noodle. You want to break it up. So use your little fingers or your big hands, and you just rip it apart into bite-sized pieces. That one's too big. And it should give you some kind of fight to rip it apart. It shouldn't just fall apart. See how I'm fighting with this? That means the fish is still good. If it's just falling apart, it's no good. Get rid of it. Don't use it. Use some mackerel. Just go get a can of mackerel because your fish done went bad. And I said, I didn't soak it for 24 hours. I soaked it for about 8 to 18 hours. These are the last two little pieces. I hear Rudy out there opening his mouth again. My last two little pieces. I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna work this thing in. You do not cover this dish. You want the coconut to become a sauce. That's why it's called rundown, because it runs down your plate. Some people would have said you don't put okra in there, but I like okra, so I'm going to put it in everything, and I'm growing okra. So, did I cut this one? No. I grow okra, and I'm going to put it in my food. I'm turning this thing up. So now we're trying to cook the fish into the dish. And I'll be back in about 5-7 minutes. I'll let you know, okay? Okay, it's been about 7-8 minutes. I'm going to take a couple of spoons. I'm going to taste it for salt perfection. I'm just going to dip my spoon in here. Get it wet. Oh, that is off the hook. Let me do another spoon. Now, look, this is a dirty spoon here. I just put it to the side. Let me see if I need to put any salt in here. Because the fish, no, I'm not putting any salt. This fish is salty. That's all I'm doing is getting glaze in my spoon, right? And that habanero, whoo-hoo, that joker is hot. Now that's really good. That is good. I'm so happy when a plan comes together. Jamaica, you can cook your butt off, girl. I may not be the world's greatest cook, but I'm close. Or I aspire to be closer and closer every day. Every day. I'm gonna let this cook a little bit more. Okay. We're still gonna be able to see the colors. We're gonna see the yellow, the green, the red, and the pot's black. You know what that is, right? Well, that's a Rasta color, but the Jamaican flag is yellow, green, and black. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. Done, it's fish. Fish don't take long to cook. And I don't want to stew down my vegetables. That is done. I get my ladle, my white plates. I've learned to love white plates for some reason because they show off your food better. Get this thyme out of here. We're not gonna eat that. They show off your food better. Get some of the sauce. Go ahead and get a fork and put my cassava on here. Man, I'm sweating, sweating. need to clean my stove off. So there you have it. That is rundown. That is rundown. Normally people eat this for breakfast, but you know what? I'm not in Jamaica, and I'm gonna eat it when I want to. I used to eat it for breakfast when I was visiting in Jamaica. That's why I'm saying that. Some people may eat it for dinner, but I'm eating it for dinner. So let's do a test. Let me let it cool down before I burn my mouth. I'll be right back. Okay, so I fixed myself a plate. I need to get my lids and cover this thing up. Moment of truth. Here we go. Rundown with cassava or yuca, depending on where you come from. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is get a little bit of my cassava. And I want my okra. Get a little bit of this fish. Trying to get everything in there. Trying to get everything in there. Don't want the thyme though. Do not want the thyme. I should pull that out. All right, here we go. That's fresh. I like it. I could taste the sweetness of the coconut milk. Take the onion. I could taste everything individually, but it all comes together in the sauce. If you don't like cassava, you could just fry a dumpling. You can eat with fried dumplings also. I've had this so many times, so I may be biased, but this is good. If you go to Jamaica, if you go to a traditional Jamaican, what do they call it, resort, you'll probably get some Jamaican food in the morning. They'll have American food also, but try the Jamaican food. Because most of the time, I have had some bad stuff. But most of the time, you're going to want the Jamaican food more. Now, if you don't like hot stuff, just take a little bit of it so that you can taste it. Try it. It's good for you. It's fresh. It gives you your vegetables for the day. Fixes. That's not a word. It can fix the bacteria in your stomach and aid in your digestion, especially if you can stomach the pepper. The pepper cleans up a whole, that capsaicin gets rid of pain. It does a whole bunch of things. Look up capsaicin. Peppers are good for you. The nightshades, peppers are nightshades. Some people are saying that nightshades aren't good for you, but I don't agree. Eat your vegetables and eat your fish. Eat your vegetables, especially the ones that you grow in your garden. All right, this is Jamaica 5288, and this is delish. Delish, 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 delish. But this is just a normal day for me. Just a normal day. So try it. It's Jamaica 5288. I hope you all are having a blessed day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.